Hello, everyone. Welcome to the House of Cards. It's Silas here. Thanks so much for clicking on that video. I apologize for the lack of uploads and Instagram posts. And I'm a resident right now, training to complete my physician training and all that stuff. And it's really busy around the holidays and with testing and ProQuest season. So I've been a little behind, but thank you for still clicking on those videos and watching. And if you have any questions, comments, concern, please put them down below. I'm just going to go over my week 1 ProQuest. The team, we had a couple people do really well. We did really well. I'm happy that we did well. So we went to Mighty Meeple on Saturday. We had 6 people go to that one on the team. And we got our sweet shirts. Like, look at this logo. I mean, they look pretty sweet, if you ask me. They're super sweet. It was nice to have those and just, look uniform and be really on par with that. So the first one, there was 33 people there. We played 5 rounds. We should have played 6, the judge said, but a couple people added late. I think they had 2 extra people come in late with a round 1 loss, and that he decided just to keep it at the 5 since that's what he announced. I don't know if that's right. I'd have to go back in the rulebook and look, because that's not... I know it's at a certain number you're supposed to do so many rounds, so I don't know what that happens after the fact or not. So round 1, I played against a Royal Briar. She did very well. She got Channel Mount out her first turn and kind of crushed me after that. And she got a cash in. Not the same turn, but she got the cash in a couple turns later. And I just couldn't keep pressure. I got her down to 11, all things considering, but I was on the back foot basically from the get-go. I went second, which I'm torn on if Briar should go first or second when I'm playing Fi. If you go first, you can maybe push damage, but she filters her hand. If you go first, you get the chance to Arsenal. If you go second, you have the chance for her just to create a lightning token and Arsenal, which could set her up for even bigger turns, which I think that's what she did. So I'm so torn on that of who goes first, who goes second. And I drew bad in that hand too. I drew a couple all red hands, and it's Fi. That's not fun, especially when you have a 1 cost or 2 cost in, or a couple 1 cost in there. But that's okay. That happens. She's a good player. She did really well. It was happy to play with her. She played on Sunday too. So that's round 1. So I lost that one, 0-1. I think you had to go X and 1 and to make it. You could still bubble out, but X and 1. For some reason, I have a habit of losing my first game at all events. It's very frustrating because that's one you don't want to. And then round 2, I played against a team member. He was on Dash. And I played Mask Momentum against him. I think that threw him for a surprise because normally I've been playing Lynx against him in testing. But I just wanted to play Momentum to try and pressure and make him block. Yes, you can have an explosive 8 turn, 9 turn, 7 turn. But if I'm forcing him to block with 1 or 2 cards a hand, I think I outvalue him significantly. Or I get his equipment early. Now, he could high roll me and double pounder and just like pwn me into the ground. I've had that happen on turn 0 before against him, and he's crushed me. But I won 21-1, so like I said, I had pressure the whole time. And he misplayed or pretty early, he said. And so after that, he kind of was just like, okay, I've screwed this up pretty bad. And I think that's where he wasn't aware that I was playing Mask Momentum. That's okay. It was a good game. We played 2 of them. We played so fast the first one, which happens when you play the aggro matchups, but it was good. I didn't keep track of the second one. So 1-1. Round 2 kind of was tough for our team because I think we picked 4 of us played into each other, which kind of sucks because then you're just cannibalizing each other, and that's not fun. So then round 3, I also played another teammate. He was on Icelander, and it was a close game until like it wasn't. So he had to Arsenal a red Sync Blow, which some people I've heard are cutting from Icelander against Fi. And I had an Art of War in my arsenal, and I had a Tunic counter up. So once I played a card and he played the Sink Below, I was like, okay, he's getting punished this turn because I think I had a Belittle in hand as well, and so I think that turn I did 21 damage and he blocked almost his full hand. I think he had kept a blue in order to arsenal a card, but he just lost complete tempo at that point. And that happens sometimes. That's the problem. Iyslander is a tough matchup for Fi from playing in it. I've changed the way I play into it, trying to be more patient. Arsenal, wait for belittles, wait for spreading flames, wait for tunic counter. So that helps. And I also had an E-Pot on the board. So when he did Channel Lake Frigid Me, I could still have the resources. I had 2 blues, I think an E-Pot, and I had the Art of War. So it was fine. Like, it was no big deal. Resource, it wasn't an issue. Which is good with Fi because the Belittle pack is just, it helps so much. Like, it's so busted to help you against the ice decks. And it makes such a big difference. And I learned that the hard way on Sunday. So then so I'm 2-1. So then the third game, I'm playing a Dorinthia player. He's playing Saber Dagger. I don't remember the name of the dagger, the new warrior dagger from Dynasty, which I thought that was odd, because as a 5 player, I don't care as long as it's not Dawnblade. I don't have to block. I don't have to interact with you. I just throw my hand at you. Maybe Arsenal, Art of War, or something, or Belittle. But yeah, he didn't have tempo the entire game again. Because at first I thought he had Dawnblade, and I was playing like that because there was a guy in our group who was testing Dorinthia this week. And the Card Guys videos, he won. I mean, Dorinthia can be strong. And so once I realized, oh, I don't have to block against this, like, I don't think he's playing any cards that force me to interact at all, I just went to town. And I drew well against him as well, which kind of helped. Though I don't think the Saber's Dagger Dory is really good. So at that point, I am 3-1. Yeah, 3-1 at that point. That's round 4. So in round 5, I'm at near the top table. So it's basically a winning in at that point. I'm playing against an Iyslander, and he was playing a different build. He wasn't playing. I don't think he's playing the Bullander build. From what I saw, he didn't seem too into it. He said he was 2-2. Knew he couldn't get top 8, so he was just kind of whatever. I think he's just playing for the XP, but he just played a weird build. Again, he got punished. He put a red in Arsenal, and I think if you're playing against like an aggro deck or a fight, like, you cannot put a red card or a non-taxing card in your Arsenal. I know Fi can work around it, but I think you just get punished as soon as you do that, and as soon as you reveal that. Now, if you give a red card in Arsenal and you just don't play it, I think that's the smarter play, because then I'm always wondering, well, what is that? Is that a Hypothermia? Is that a Blizzard? What do you have in there that's you're just sitting on and waiting on? So I beat him 12-1. Again, that one wasn't super close. I did get worried a couple points, but he just wasn't able to keep the pressure on. I won that one. Nice. So then I make top 8. I got me some cool sleeves. Yeah, you can see them. I got the cool sleeves. So I finished 7th, which I was super shocked for my first ProQuest. Like, I went last year in January. That's when I started playing, and I was on chain. But I really didn't know the game. I didn't know how to play. I didn't know much of anything. So getting to the top tables was not something I was ever able to do. Road to Nats were better with draft, but for CC, I never done that well. So I was super pumped to make top 8. I was the only one in our team to make top 8 that day. We had one guy at 9th, so he bubbled out, and one guy at 11th. So 2 right there. So 3 out of 6 were pretty much right there. And I think it's pretty good, considering there was 31 people. So it's close. I don't remember. I think the top 8 was 4 Fis, a Dromai, 3 Fis, a Dash, 2 Icelanders, and a Dromai. I think the top 1, 2 was Dash and Fi. And then I think it was a Fi, then Iyslander played, and then I played the Dromai. The Dromai player was really good. I mean, no, he was he played me. So, and I was 7th, so he was 2nd. He went undefeated except for the top 5, who was, 5-0. I misplayed. I'll be honest. Like, he played really well, and I misplayed. Being at the top table, having everybody watch was a little nerve wracking. I've never been in that position before. Like, I checked my watch afterwards, and my heart rate is over 100 the entire game. So pressure got to me, but now I know what that's like. So hopefully, this upcoming weekend or when I'm at that situation again, it'll be better. He got Tomotai, I think turn 2, turn 3, crushed my mast. And basically, he said after the game, like, if he destroys mast, he's always beaten Fi, which is tough. That forces him to play a lot different and to block more. But when he doesn't have a mask, he just crushes me. And that's what he did. He played really well. He's a very good player. I misplayed a crap ton. But you live and you learn. That's how you learn. You get out there, get in those situations, and you get better. And so I was feeling good for the day. My first PQ of the season. First person on my team to make top 8. Got 7th. Got some sleeves. Didn't get a PTI, but that's okay. We got a couple more weekends. So then on Sunday, where's my list for Sunday? Sunday, we played at, what's it called? I don't remember the name of the place. Gamers Alley? I think that was the name of the place. It was in Charlotte, too. Both our events were in North Carolina. Same judge. He did a great job. He's very nice to talk to. He's a friendly guy. So it was good. So on the second day, there were 36 people, I think is what the number was. We did, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds. So a little bit more rounds. So one more round, which was nice. More games, more experience. But let me be honest, I was killed on Sunday. I went to bed at a decent hour, but being at an Airbnb, you don't sleep well. I was tired going into Sunday. But that happens to everyone who's played both days, so you just gotta, get good, basically. First game, I was matched against Kano. We had 2 Kanos there, and I was into one, and I had him 37-1, feeling pretty good, but he had 3 E-Pots on the board, and he drew his Eye and his Wildfire, and I don't run AB, it's fine. I was testing it, like running Oasis with Tunic against Kano and just kind of sitting on that counter waiting for the Wildfire combo, because if you stuff that, you just lose. It is. But he did 40-something to me. Like, what do you do? He had the perfect setup. He said he didn't do that the rest of the day, and I think he lost. Like, I think he went, after that game, 0-3 and dropped, because he didn't do it again. So I was the lucky one where Kano did Kano things, and that's fine. Because after the game, he said if he hadn't had 1 E-Pot, if he hadn't had the Eye, or if he hadn't flipped the right card on the Kano reveal, he would have not killed me. Which happens. I mean, that's the little bit of variance, but you could argue, run Oasis or run AB. So it's fine. Lost that one. 0-1. Second game, I played against Alexi. Went first. I think that's right, against Lexi. Because if you can pass priority, you can push damage. So you got a lot more options. You just don't want them to have the free bow activation and just come at you. We don't have many Lexi players in our area. We have a couple good ones from Knoxville that come up every once in a while on the big events, but for the most part, they don't. No one plays it locally, which is sad because she crushed. Like, I think I sideboarded wrong. I didn't run my ice package for my control package. I didn't run the belittles or the E-Pot or the extra resources. I think the E-Pot, though, is not good. You want the 3 blocks, and I had more 3 blocks I could have put in, so I should have done that. But that's okay. I learned a lot playing against that Lexi. I think, and I messed up. I misblocked his, he was doing like a Chilling Ice Fang into an Endless Arrow, and I was blocking the Chilling Ice Fang, and I didn't have the resources to cover up the Endless Arrow. So we got like 12 damage off 1 Endless Arrow, it's just a misplay. But on my turn, when I was trying to play, he would have like 4 Frostbites. He drew so hot. He drew his Rain Razors, 3 of a kinds, both at the same time, and just went off. So I tried to fatigue him when I realized, like, oh, every turn I'm having 3+ Frostbites. I can't do anything. But I didn't have enough 3 blocks, and so I lost it. But I lost 19 to 0. So like I didn't play offense at all. He looked through his deck afterwards. He had 3 arrows left, so I almost decked him out. It would have been if I could have decked him out. I don't know if I could have pushed the damage. I probably would have decked out too. But I mean, I could pitch with Emberblade, so I guess I could win that way because he can't do that with his weapon. So yeah, that's true. I could just pitch Emberblade, bottom of blue and pick it back up. That'd have been cool. It'd been really fun. It was a good game. So I'm 0-2. Not a good start. Again, I lost my first round. It seems to be the thing I do. I lost second round. So you can still make top 8. I think 0-2. It's almost impossible, but you could do it. It'd be very. You gotta win. You gotta get some luck on your side. So then, where's my third game? Let's see. I lost it. Where'd it go? Oh, okay. No, this is right. Then I played another Dromai. This wasn't the same Dromai from the previous day. He was at that event too. We had a lot of the same players come to both events. And I was at the bottom table at 0-2. We both were, but that's okay. He said, he's not played a ton. His goal this year was to play a lot more. But he played well, and I drew well too. And it's Dromai, so it's an easier matchup. I beat him 20-0. However, I have this problem playing against Dromai. They put their dragons, if they put them to the side and they're not like straight up on the chain, like they're just by their equipment, I forget about them. I know they're not doing anything wrong, but I forget about them. So I have to remember. Everybody out there, remember to kill the dragons. Don't let them sit. So much free damage. And I think he killed my mass too. That sucks. But I won that. So 2-1. I'm like, okay, there's a chance. So then I play an Oldhim. And we have Oldhim players, but they've been playing Icelander, unfortunately. So I've not got a lot of practice into Icelander or into Oldhim. And I definitely sideboard wrong. Again, I got to bring in the 3 blocks. I had the sinks, but I need more 3 blocks. And I misblocked. I read the cards wrong. Like after the fact, I was talking to the guy who plays Oldhim and the player, and they were like, yeah, you just block crappy. I'm like, it's your own fault. So I learned a lot playing against them. And they kind of talked to me about what they think I should do into that matchup and how Fine only wins it. So they were super helpful, super nice. Again, they had a lot of good disruption. When they're hitting their disruption and you don't have your belittles, or you don't block well, or have a good 3 block or a sink or something in Arsenal, she hit 2 red pummels, a yellow pummel, like you just come over the top, and then you're just like, oh, well, guess I'll take it. Discard a card and take all that damage, which kind of sucks, and take the crush effect, which sucks. So, and what I didn't realize is even if you block enough to avoid the crush, if they pummel and you sink it, you still discard a card. Which sucks because you're like, okay, I'm going to play this full hand. And then, because I thought if you block the pummel's damage, the effect doesn't happen. I don't know why I thought that, but that's what I thought. So I blocked all the damage, and then I sunk the pummel, and they're like, oh, you still got to discard. And I was like, what? Like, yeah, if this hits, it says discard. So it hit, which kind of sucks. I might need to check that, but I think that's right. That sounds right. So I lost that one. So 2-3, kind of out. But that's okay. The team was doing well. A couple people on the team were doing well, and we were there to support and go strong. Second game, I played against the team, that's 2-3. So next game, I played against a teammate, Zach. He was playing Fi. He changed his Fi list, and it hadn't been working for him, so he changed it back to his original. It was close. It was a 1-1. I don't remember what swung in my favor. I really don't. I don't recall that game, but we were just having a good time and goofing off. So I won. So then I was 3-2? No. I don't know. That was the second win. 2-3. Going into the last round. And I played against the Fi, who was number 1 from the day before. We were both at the bottom of the table. It was quite funny. A lot of the top 8 people from yesterday were in the bottom. It just shows you that your matchups and like your plan and your energy levels, and there's just a lot of factors. So he won. So he punished me. He was playing Uprising, Flameclaw Awakening list, and I was sitting on a Blazing. So I was like, okay, I have a Belittle in Arsenal, or Art of War in Arsenal. I had a Belittle. Like I was like, okay, if I keep my hand and my mask, I win. Like he was like at 21. I was like, I can win this if I just survive this turn. and then I was waiting on my Blazing for like a snatch or a Salt the Wounds or a Rupture card, but he didn't have it. He had an Uprising, so he broke the chain, played the Uprising, got the Phoenix Flame back, and came in for like 3. And I was like, crap, that's gonna kill me. So I had to pop my mask and my Blazing. So I got punished. In hindsight, I should have realized his equipment was busted, so he couldn't go get Assault the Wounds. He couldn't give it go again, and just block something that was worth a 4 or more, because he put plenty of cards on the chain. It's just, I got punished for that. So be aware of equipment. And that was it. So I went 2-4. Not the best day after going top 8. I finished 27th. However, I won a second set of sleeves, so I got 2 of them. Might have to open one, might sell one. I don't know. I like to keep them sealed. Sleeves are meant to be played with, but I just think they're pretty, so I keep them sealed. I have a problem with trying to keep one of everything sealed. But we had some team get in the top 8 again on Dory, which was nice to see. He was the one who got 11th, I think, the day before. And then we had someone at, like, I think our Briar player bubbled out again at, like, 9th again, which sucks for him. And then we had another player get, like, 11th or 12th. So we had 1 extra. So the 7 of us who went, it's 7 of us. It was a pretty good turnout. So we did pretty well. I'm pretty happy about the team for our first event. First time being a sponsor of them. So it's good. Any questions, leave them in the comments. Let me know what you guys played, how you did. And I appreciate you clicking on the video. And have a good day. Let's get ready for ProQuest Season 2.